Well, good morning everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 23rd of May, and there's some pretty devastating news in Manchester this morning. Another jihadist attack. Another Jihad of the Sword attack, specifically. A bomb going off in a concert, killing 22 people, including an 8-year-old girl. Now, don't ask me what an 8-year-old girl is doing at a concert. But that's besides the point. We got a problem, folks. We got a problem that's not going away, and it's not stopping. And of course, you all know what comes next. Oh, it has nothing to do with Islam. Don't say anything bad about the Muslims. Don't hurt the poor Muslims' feelings. On and on. You know the pattern. I don't have to spell the rest of it out for you. Well, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? I don't want this shit coming to my neighborhood. I don't want this shit coming to my city, to my country. It's already here, though. Every day. Every day that I go out there, I see women in the fucking hijab. Occasionally I see a full-on, full-face covering niqab from head to toe with just the slit allowing for the eyes. That's here in Sacramento, California. Sacramento, California. I don't know how many mosques are in this city, but I see jihadists out there every single motherfucking day. And my question to concerned citizens of the United States is, when is it going to be enough? When is it going to be to the breaking point where you decide that you aren't going to allow Muslims to live near you? Your government, I hate to tell you this, your government's not going to protect you from Islam. Your government's not going to protect you from Muslims engaging in the act of jihad of the sword. Your government's going to allow more of that. Your government's going to bring it in. Your government is trying to put it on you, to push it on you. And of course, you know why your government's doing it. You just don't want to talk about it. Your government's doing it so that you'll cry and scream for more security. And you know what that always means. It comes at the expense of increased taxes, money going from your pocket into theirs. Every time this happens, you fund jihad of the sword. When you buy halal products, you fund jihad of the sword. Every single Muslim on the planet is responsible for every single death in the Manchester attack last night. Personally and directly responsible. Linda Sarsour, you are personally and directly responsible for the deaths that happened as a result of an attack of Jihad of the Sword in Manchester last night. I hold you personally accountable. If that was my daughter, I would not stop until you were dead. I would take your neck and crush it. Period. If that were any member of my family, I would not sit here and petition my government. I would not sit here and blog on the internet. Well, I am sitting here. I guess it's a good thing I don't have family that's a victim of an attack of Jihad of the Sword, is it? Because I wouldn't wait around. I wouldn't wait around for the police to do anything. I wouldn't wait around for my government to implement policies or for martial law to take over. No, I'd be coming to get you. I'd be coming to get you, you Mohammedan jihadist motherfuckers. So my question to you citizens of the United States is, when are you going to have that breaking point? What's it going to take for you personally to take up arms and expel Muslims from your city, from your neighborhood, from your county, from your state, from your country? Because that is what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to either you personally are going to be willing to physically fight and possibly die to get Muslims the fuck out of this country. Yes, Muslims. Not just Islam, Muslims. How can you defeat Islam if there are still Muslims? You can't wipe Islam out as long as there is one Muslim left alive, because then you still have Islam. And I think it's pretty obvious to most people, most reasonable people, that it is the doctrine of Islam that is responsible for Muslims deciding to blow people up. To make no mistake, people, Islam is conducting civilization warfare. The Muslim Brotherhood wrote in the 1920s, I believe, the manifesto, basically, for the destruction of the United States from within. People gotta know about this shit. Am I the only one who cares? And I'm not even directly or personally affected. And I'm already this worked up because I see it coming down the road. So, you citizens, I have to ask myself this question too. When am I going to be ready to take up arms? At what point am I going to say, you know what, I've had enough of this shit. I'm calling up my friends and neighbors. We're going to get together. We're going to strap up. We're going to do everything in our power, and we're going to get that mosque closed. Get those families or the Muslims in our communities out by any means necessary. Either you go or you die. Period. Is it morally reprehensible to sit there and allow yourself to be invaded and subjugated? Or is it morally reprehensible to proactively seek out and destroy that which seeks to destroy you? I say it's morally reprehensible to see an attack like Manchester and then for me to make a video instead of go out and get the motherfuckers that did it. Of course, the police are arresting people and they're raiding houses. This is another excuse for government to exercise its power, flex its muscles, the power of the state to put you under the thumb, to make sure that you don't step out of line. It's one thing if Muslims step out of line, and you better not say anything bad about them, you better not hurt their feelings, because God forbid that they should slaughter you and then somebody insult them, or insult Muhammad, or insult Islam. Come on. I'm sorry, I say it's long past time for a call to violence against the Muslim community around the world. It's past time for an eye for an eye. It's time to start thinking in terms of an eye for your head on a platter.